Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Don from 1A Auto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And the next time you need a part for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace fuel injectors on this 2004 Chrysler Sebring. It has the 2.7 liter V6. We're going to show you one of the injectors, but once you get as far as we get, you'll be able to replace the rest of them. And pretty much the same for any 2.7 liter. You'll need new and fuel injectors from 1AAuto.com, 10 to 13 millimeter sockets with ratchet extension, flat blade screwdriver, a torque wrench that registers inch-pounds, and some Loctite liquid. With the engine running, go into your fuse block under the hood, pull out your fuel pump relay. This will stop the engine and release the pressure in the fuel system. Start out using a 10 millimeter socket and ratchet or a wrench and remove the cover that's right next to the throttle intake. Below that you'll see a 10 millimeter bolt and then all 7 of the other 10 millimeter bolts that hold the upper intake manifold down. Disconnect your manifold pressure sensor just by pushing on a tab and pulling, and then I'm going to fast forward here as we remove those 8 10 millimeter bolts, and you basically back them out. The only one that you pull out is the last one that was underneath that cover. So you're going to remove your airbox, loosen that clamp. There's also usually another bolt down where his forearm is that holds the airbox to the frame, but you can see, remove the sensor, the hose, and then pull the airbox up and out. Underneath there's a 13 millimeter bolt that goes through a brace into the throttle body, and we'll remove that. Now pull off the gasket on top of the cowl just a little bit, and you can pull your intake manifold up. The fuel rails are held down by 4 of the 10 millimeter bolts that hold the intake manifold in, so we'll want to remove those 4 10 millimeter bolts. And we'll just fast forward as you remove those 4 bolts, and you can see it helps to have a helper just hold that upper intake manifold up as you're working. Now you'll want to pull the injectors up and out, and you can see we just grab firmly onto the rail, both parts of it, pull up and out, and then grab firmly on the other side, pull it up and out. Just to keep from getting anything down into the intake, we just stuff a rag in there to block the holes. One disconnects by pressing down on a tab. You have to pull the clip up and out. They usually pull a little more difficult, but carefully pull them up and then pull the connector off. And then there's a clip that holds the injector on. You simply pull it apart, kind of pull the 2 legs apart and pull it off, and then pull the injector down and off. And then the injectors from 1A Auto, you can see exactly the same. They're going to install, plug in, all the same. So we'll reinstall, and we're just going to show you the one injector. The other 5 replaced the same way. Just remember the clock, kind of the clock position, which way the electrical connection was facing. Plug it or put the injector in the same way. You'll have to push it up into the rail while you push that clip on. Be sure to reconnect the connectors firmly and push the lock into place. And then once you've replaced all your injectors, if that's what you need to do, push the rail back down into place. Apply some Loctite and put the 4 manifold bolts back into place. And now you'll want to tighten those 4 bolts up, and you want to do the middle 2 first. Just kind of watch the order that we do them in here, and you tighten those to 105 inch-pounds. Now pull that cowl gasket out of the way again and lower your intake manifold down into place and push it down on once it's lined up. And just like before, we'll fast forward here as we just put the bolts down in and start them in, and you'll want to use kind of the same order to tighten them up. You start with the middle 2 and work your way out as you torque them and again, we'll torque these to 105 inch-pounds. Reconnect your air pressure sensor, and we're going to reinstall that 13mm bolt that holds the bracket to the throttle body, and tighten that up to about 15 foot-pounds. Okay, put the cover back on top and tighten down that 10mm bolt till it's firm, and then we'll reinstall our airbox and tighten up the clamp that holds the intake hose to the throttle body. Reconnect the hose and reconnect any of the sensors you might have disconnected. And don't forget to reinstall your fuel pump relay, or else your car will not start. We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.